What is going on, folk? My name is NimbleThor, and welcome back to my mobile gaming quest, where today we are checking out ELCHRONICLE, which is a team-based RPG with a really high-quality production value, and honestly, some of the most polished art I've ever seen in a game with this very toony art style. The game also has a MOBA-like combat system with abilities that we actually have to aim at our enemies in order to hit them, which makes the combat more interesting than your average team-based RPG out there. So one of the core features of ELCHRONICLE is that we take 3 heroes into a battle. As you guys can see, we're actually running around with all 3 of these heroes whenever we control a single one of them. Now, the other 2 are controlled by an AI, but we can switch between any of these heroes at any time. So right now I'm using the female healer, for example. But I can also switch to our ninja guy over here, which is actually my favorite character. It's not recommended, of course, to use the auto system, but there is both an auto movement and an auto combat system. I can try turning those on. So right now we're using auto move. Auto combat, for some reason, seems to be disabled so far in this level. I don't know why, but in any case, I wouldn't recommend using these features because you're most likely going to die if you use those features in a tougher battle. This one was quite okay. This was an easy level, but if you use them in raids, for example, you're most definitely going to die. Each hero, by the way, has 3 unique abilities, and I'm liking the ones on this ninja guy the most. So that's mostly the character I play with. He's pretty badass, so I tend to just stick with him. Now, part of what really made me excited about this game when I first got into it is that instead of having a boring, stale menu, we actually get this sense of running around in a huge world and just exploring campaign missions as we go. And this gives a much better experience than simply having to go into, story 4, chapter 2, for example, right? And then chapter 3 after that, and then so on and so on. You get this sense of this actually being a world that's alive. You can run around in it, you can explore it, and I really appreciate that. As someone who loves open world RPGs, even MMORPGs, this is what I like to see in these types of games. We also very interestingly unlock new heroes as we go throughout this campaign. We don't have this typical gacha unlocking system, but instead though, we can find new heroes at the inn, and then we have to deliver them the things that they request before they leave in a few days. And if we do that, we get that hero. Now, obviously, this means that most likely it will become rather tricky to unlock the heroes we want down the line, but that's not unlike a traditional gacha game or hero-based, team-based RPG. It's always difficult to get the very, very best heroes out there. We do have a gacha unlocking system for gear instead, though. And look at this. Why are we killing dogs? Oh, man. They're too cute, though. Why are we killing dogs in this game? This game just turned evil. Don't know why they had to go this route. Couldn't they have us kill a big orc or something like that instead? I feel like that would have been a bit more fair. Kind of like the guy we're defeating right now. He looks ugly. He looks like a beast, right? Obviously, we have to defeat that guy. Anyway, this seemed to have been some sort of boss, but we defeated him very easily, I would say. So far, our team is actually nearly a bit too strong. It makes the game somewhat boring. It's nearly too easy, but that's how it typically is in these types of games. They're very, very easy very early on, and then suddenly they tend to become very, very difficult. And so, of course, what we have to do is to remember to equip new armor. We can also level that equipment up. We can equip runes on our characters to give them a stat boost. We can level up our heroes and so much more. We can upgrade them, evolve them, upgrade their skills. Let me just go show you guys that. So let's go in here to the training section, where we can see our ninja guy. I'm just gonna call him ninja guy. I do realize his name is Yaigalwoon, I guess. This is why I call him ninja guy. Ninja guy over here, he has some equipment, as you guys can see right here. I don't think we have anything better we can equip. Maybe the boots down here, actually. Oh, we already have boots on us. Okay, so I guess we don't have anything better than what we already have equipped. But what we can do, though, is we can go in here and actually upgrade him. So we can make him +1. Let's do that. +2, I guess, as well, maybe. Maybe even +3. All right, it seems we could get him to +2. But we do also have a new skill to level up, though. This one here does so that we have extra skill damage, +2%. So let's level that one up to level 13. Now it has 4.4% instead. And let's make sure to level up these other skills as well. Now, of course, we want to do this for all of our heroes, so let's just do that real quick before we go into the next battle. Let's look at this one here. All defense +1%, tenacity +15, and what about our healer over here? Our healer apparently isn't high level enough to unlock that new passive ability. Can be learned at 2 stars. Okay, so we're gonna evolve her first. So let's do that right now. Let's get her up to 2 stars so that we can unlock that new ability. So there's lots of progression, as you guys can see, lots to dive into. If you like these types of systems, you will be entertained for, well, I guess hours on end with this game. There is also a story in the game. The story grew on me. In the beginning, I didn't really like it, but as I've moved on, I eventually did start reading it. Initially, I just skipped it, to be honest with you guys, but I started reading it, and I'm actually starting to quite like it, I guess, surprisingly. It's a bit cheesy. It has many of the same tropes and the same storytelling elements that we see in other team-based JRPG games, but it's really not as bad as it could have been, and as I mentioned, it did grow on me over time at least. There's also so many other game modes that we can go into though. For example, we have raids, we have missions that provide us with more gold, hero pieces, evolution material, experience potions, and so on and so on. These are the resources that we need to actually upgrade our heroes, upgrade our weapons, and so on. But there are even more game modes than just that. We also have Blitz, we have Domain Defense, and we have Expeditions as well, which I can't show all of them in this short video. That would become all too much, but they're there in the game if you get bored with the normal campaign missions. So overall, really solid game, but now let's talk about, the monetization, because in-app purchases in this game are just insanely expensive, and you can buy pretty much anything you want for the premium currency. Yes, you can also buy more gold. Yes, you can buy, pretty much any hero you want. You can buy equipment and so on, making this game obviously very, very pay to progress faster. Sadly. But on the other hand though, it seems like pretty much everything can be grinded in this game, so if you enjoy the core gameplay, you don't have to worry too much about the monetization for the time being. The only thing to really worry about at the moment is the energy system, which does limit our play session length. However, it will take a while to run out of energy, and it will most likely happen because you decide to instant finish a lot of levels very, very quickly. You can do that whenever you finish them once. You can choose to instant finish them over and over again to earn more in-game currency, earn more resources, and so on and so on. So that is most likely how you will run out of energy. Honestly, at this point, you guys know my take on energy systems. I don't like them, but at the same time, I can't say that I've really been annoyed by the way it was implemented in this game. So that's pretty much my conclusion on this game. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Anyway though, as we kill some more poor dogs, let's get into the mobile gaming news of the day, which is that the Elder Scrolls Blade has earned only 1.5 million in its first month, and this might sound like a lot of money, but it's actually not. Fallout Shelter, for example, earned 8.7 million in its first month. And, if you look at Pokemon Go, for example, they earned 200 million. And yes, I know it's unfair to compare any game to the success that Pokemon Go was and still is, but still $1.5 million for an Elder Scrolls game. That is not a lot, and I'm sure it must be a huge disappointment for Bethesda, but I'm glad that the game hasn't earned more than it has though. Maybe that teaches Bethesda a lesson about mobile monetization, because oh my, it was horrible in the Elder Scrolls Blades. So let's end today's video on that happy news for us consumers at least, and until next time, just remember to keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.